Dear friends, there is one nation which has arrived and which is slowly moving towards becoming a superpower. Its leadership is silent, mature, and with a vision which is very clear that how to make Bharat a Viksit nation by 2047. It is moving silently but with the progress, transformational change in each sphere of life. Today, if a nation wants to make an impact on the global order, there are few things. Number one, the leadership and geopolitics, the policy towards geopolitics. Number two, its economic might. Number three, it is military strength. Number four, its people, their commitment towards nation, the cohesiveness in society, the protection of natural resources, its tilt towards the use of emerging technologies in progress, addressing the global challenges not only for the self but for the entire world. Now let's start. It may be considered a reply to the Donald Trump, the president of superpower, definitely number one economy in the world today. The world has recognized that the leadership of India from last 7 to 8 years has highest approval rating, which is more than 75. Narendra Modi is undisputedly the most popular leader and the most effective Prime Minister of India. His vision is very clear. His geopolitics is very clear that all the nations are equal partner and we would like to see them as great friends with equality. Each nation is free to safeguard its interests, but bilaterally to have mutual respect, equal respect, and it is the new world order which is shaping up, and candidly, India is contributing towards this multipolar world order. The hegemony of USA is no more relevant. The USA can't push nations to agree to their terms and conditions. India in geopolitics is one side making friendship with its neighbor where it does not enjoy the relationship, has got the boundary dispute, but still it enjoys a working relationship and looking towards how the disputes could be settled, as the Prime Minister of India is very clear that this is not the era of war. We have strategic friendship with USA and collaborating on many fronts, including nuclear technology, the defense tech, IT, artificial intelligence, quantum computing, semiconductors, and many other research and innovation areas, besides very good relationship and interaction between two communities, as India is definitely the largest democracy and USA is the second largest democracy in the world, and both are very vibrant. But on the other side, safeguarding its self-interest, Bharat is buying the oil from Russia in spite of the continuous threat which is being given by the president. I would like to say emphatically, the great leader of the world never gives threat to other nations. They are not vocal the way the President Trump has become vocal. I respect his sentiments, I respect his pursuit, I respect his vision for MAGA, making America great again. But in that pursuit, has he become that much ambitious or self-centric where he has forgotten the respect to the other leaders, the heads of the states in the world? Bharat never went against any interest of USA at any international platform, but we can't forget simultaneously that what USA did in 1965 by supplying the defense equipments to the Pakistan, which is our not only rival or enemy, but which is waging the proxy war through terrorism in India. We have seen in 1971 war how the 7th Fleet had gone to nearby Indian territorial waters and what sort of a threat was given. We could again test USA in spite of having friendship when we asked for the GPS data which we wanted to use for our defense purposes when Pakistan illegally occupied the heights in Kargil, and we were fighting against all odds, but US did not supply the GPS coordinates. Once again, we are looking at 2025 that what efforts India has put in last 2 to 3 decades to normalize relationship, building relationship with people-to-people contact, with scientific contact, with having many collaborations on each front, and then whatever efforts were done to strengthen the friendship between US and Bharat, your President Trump just within last 2 months since Op Sindoor happened against Pakistan have been spoiled. Why it has been spoiled? I will not put vetted over here but certainly there were certain things where the President Trump is not able to speak openly, but certainly he has seen the might of the kinetic and automatic and the integrated defense and offensive systems, indigenously made equipments, and the defense power of Bharat. It is emerging Bharat. So that is the way that we are looking at geopolitically, and that is our answer to our adversaries, that no more we tolerate any proxy war on the name of terrorism and where the adversary's leadership and military is involved. Now we are going to give a treatment to the adversaries if they again either do intrusion in our borders or do any sort of an attack, that we are going to retaliate 10 times more harder than Op Sindoor. The options are available in front of us, and India does not allow any mediation from anyone. We want to protect our borders and we ensure the safety and security of our Indians. Now coming to the economic strength. From last 11 years, We have become the fourth largest economy, moving from the five fragile economies in 2013 and 2014. We are already 4.4 trillion US dollars economy and the fourth largest, and shortly by 2025, financial year 2025, or by the end of 2026, we shall be the third largest economy. But I would like to say, please see, it's not only that we are moving in normal GDP only 4.4. If you look at on the basis of purchase power parity, today we are the third largest economy, and our economy as per triple P purchase power parity, we stand at 16 trillion US dollars, and our per capita income in triple P terms is near about 8,600 US dollars. If you look at US, its economy is around 27 trillion US dollars, but in triple P terms is hardly 29 trillion US dollars. So just see, that is the way that you can make out that how Indian economy is dependent on the internal consumption and demand, and 65% is on that. So any kind of sanctions, any kind of tariff which is being waged against India, we have got multiple options to open the doors for our exports, because we produce the quality items the world is looking towards. We are having the bonds in creating friendship of global south, the way our leadership, when during its Bharat's presidency of G20, has spoken very clearly that we have to look for the global south, and that's why African Union was added to G20 platform, making it G21. Same way we are having the bonds, very strong bonds with the Middle East, with Israel, and then with the other European countries. We have already signed free trade agreement FTA with UK. Similarly, we are having our relationship with Canada, improving our relationship with having very good relationship with Japan, improving with Canada, having one side the Quad, the other side the BRICS, and then SCO. All these organizations we are contributing very, not only aggressively, but towards our principle in geopolitics, which is our civilizational value asset system and motto Vasudev Kutumbakam. The entire universe is one family, and our Prime Minister has spoken during G20, one earth, one family, one future. So that is the sharing future, prosperity and peace. It flows from our ancient principles. We are the oldest civilizations, and we are the only surviving civilization, because we believe that the prosperity and peace, the humanity and tranquility, that the compassion for the entire human being on this earth. Mr. President of USA, Donald Trump, do you forget that if you take from the 0 AD to 2000 AD, if you take the first 1500 and you compare the GDP, India was producing 45% GDP of the entire world. That kind of prosperity India was adding to the global GDP. Sometime it was growing at the rate of 66% of the entire global GDP, sometime coming down to near about 40% of GDP, but average of these 1500 is near about 46% of global GDP was contributed from India. After that, during invaders which they came before British in India and ruled over there, that is still we were contributing near about 27%, 26 to 27% to the global GDP. But the British came to India, they looted entire, the prosperity of India through many ways, and it is the BBC, it is the Cambridge study that the British looted near about 45 trillion US dollars worth of things from India, the prosperity of India, and India economy was doomed. Indian economy, when Britishers left, it was just contributing 2% or 2.5% to the global GDP. With this plight, India has again arose, because what happens? It is a land of the living civilization, our principles of our culture, that entire humanity is one and will look forward for the prosperity, for the peace, for the entire world. And we are going to contribute again. We are moving in that direction. Now let's come from the GDP to the military strength. We are the fourth largest military today in the world, but one of the best army, navy, and air force and space command, strategic forces command. We have shown our might that within 90 minutes we have destroyed near about 26 to 28% capabilities of Pakistan, where we have utilized only 2 to 3% might of Indian armed forces. We are growing every day. Whatever the missile, whatever the navy, whatever the army, and whatever the future tech weapons are needed today, including the direct energy weapons, the having the 4.5 generation aircraft, the 5th generation, then designing 6th generation. Everywhere we are moving at a very fast speed with total, the self-reliance is our mantra. We are looking towards our adversaries very closely, monitoring the entire geopolitical situation. We are awake 24/7 and 365 days and thinking our nations, which is having near about 1.4 billion people, where near about 60%, near about 55 to 56% are youth. They are having the median age at 28. Next 3 to 4 decades, they are going to be the most productive youth. Those are involved in bringing up the startups in every field, including defense, including high-tech areas. Those are emerging as artificial intelligence, quantum computing, robotics, UAVs, underwater vehicles, deep sea exploration, space programs, strategic commands, satellite killer technology, nuclear missiles tracking systems, making submarines, bringing the SLBM submarine launched ballistic missiles, which is crossing the range of 8,000 kilometers, and improving our air defense system constantly, bringing quantum computing, quantum communication for our defense forces, and quantum computing, building the quantum computers for safeguarding our banking system, the defense communication, and all vital installations against. Prime Minister has announced on the occasion of Independence Day of India on 15th August from Red Fort that we are going to have Sudarshan Chakra. Sudarshan Chakra is the most advanced system of integrated air defense system for the entire vital installations, the critical cities and the critical hubs, and the assets of India are going to be protected. The similar fashion, the military targets are safeguarding. That is the mantra ahead as far as the military capabilities. We are not going to sleep. We are going to be awake, and till we achieve that our military strength is befitting to our economic strength, because we believe the peace flows from the might Shakti. We have acquired and we are going to acquire that level of strength so that we safeguard not only our borders, but we give a befitting to the adversaries anywhere on the planet. Now coming to the social fabric. Entire India is having, many languages. Every 100 kilometers, our food habits, the language, everything changes. But we are having the unity in diversity. And today the leadership is providing that welfare scheme, the social benefit schemes like using UPI. We are the king of digital transactions throughout the globe. Our digital transactions are more than the Visa and MasterCard combined together. And the digital transaction any day which US plus China and plus European Union are doing in one single day. We are doing near about 48% of digital transactions, and that kind of a platform is available where definitely we are challenging the business propositions in UP with many nations. We are moving towards that direction, that no one currency should dominate the international trade, should not be a threat, like imposing unreasonable tariffs going against the trade organizations, the rules and regulations to do business internationally. We are building up our maritime ship carrying capabilities. We are doing that direct benefit transfer and stop the corruption to give benefit to our people. And we were able to move near about 280 million people out of poverty, and now they have joined neo middle class. That is the power, which is the nation which is doing that, and we are doing silently, candidly, with a grand vision, under a leadership which is totally committed towards nation. But leader does not give threat to anyone, but gives a befitting reply to anyone which is thinking against us. Any leader which is working against the interest of India. And that too, our reply is silently but candidly exploring our ways, that still how we can maintain the respect of past and how we can diversify our imports, our supply chains, our exports, so that our progress remains unhindered. That's the power of new emerging India. That is the power of self-reliant India. That is the power of united India. That is the power of our Indian armed forces. That is the power for our youth. That is the power of new tech power which is emerging from India through research and innovation of our scientific fraternity. We are feeding the free ration to near about 900 million people, so that the disposable income in their pocket remains maximum, so that they are spending and joining a club, that they are buying the things of their choice in the open market. And that's where by 2047, from self-reliant, we are going to be the Viksit Bharat. My prediction is, through my books I have indicated, India will definitely be 38 trillion US dollars economy by 2047. We shall be number one economy by 2075. I am talking about with the resilient emerging Bharat, the resilient youth capabilities of Bharat, which is moving candidly along with the vision of our leader Narendra Modi. The mission is one, objective is one, target is one, that we shall be a Viksit Bharat by 2047. In between, our progress is going to be that we are committed to safeguard our nations and to provide security and safety to our Indians. With that, I hope that it is a befitting reply where India stands in a very respectful manner but candid manner to the President Donald Trump. Jai Hind.